Aloha, hope you're having a Sproutstanding day. It's come to about the end of the week and I've had a lot of medleys and butternut medleys and just a lot of great food. But I think I'm going to do a soup. So I'm going to start off by steaming everything. Then we're going to combine everything into the vacuum blender, give it a vacuum, and then make us a nice hearty soup. I'm going to start out with this zucchini. That'll go in here. I have 3 Yukon gold potatoes, or we'll just call them gold potatoes, 3 red potatoes, and then I have the stump of the butternut squash. It's just probably need to shave off a little bit of this just so it fits in there better. So I will put that in, and that's going to fit perfectly. And then I have a violet colored onion. So I'm just going to trim off the ends, cut around just to take off one layer of that outer skin, put that into compost. I'm going to cut this in half, and then we're going to steam this for 33 minutes, and then we will come back and make this into a soup. All right, we're back. The foods just got done in the Cuisinart glass digital steamer here. We're going to pull out this butternut squash and we got to cut it in half because I want to take those seeds out, and I'm going to put them in the compost bowl here. But we're just going to scrape out those seeds. And then the second one, we're just going to scrape out those seeds. Kind of the mush. All right, and then we're going to add all of this into, oh, I didn't even get this part. Then we're going to add this into the vegetables, or excuse me, from the vegetable steamer into the Me City vacuum blender. But I'm going to start by putting this clove of garlic, so it's this beautiful natural color that you can see. The skin's violet. I'm going to add that clove. I'm going to use this Bio Nature 100% strained tomatoes. I actually just discovered they have a new label, but that's about 8 ounces, if you will, of that. I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup. I'm going to add, I just got a little bit of pepper here that's been left over, so I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. You can add as much of that as you want. I don't know, a handful, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tomatoes. I have some leftover leafy greens here I'm going to eventually add. But right now I'm just going to squeeze in a lemon here. And we're making a soup, if you will. So we're kind of taking what, instead of it being a medley, it's going to become a soup. So get all the fresh squeezed lemon in there, and that liquid, the lemon liquid's going to help everything blend together. And then just one more squeeze with the rinds down. I got a seed in there, so I'm just going to pick out that seed, put it in compost, pick out that last seed there. All right, so I got all the seeds. I'm just going to take a couple of these items and just cut them up in the bowl here. This is the same bowl everything is going to go back into. But that way I'm just making sure that they get blended. They're not going to sit there in the blender and, you know, just fall in at the end. And the onion, red potato, gold potato, And this stuff's pretty, it's boiling hot as it comes out. And then we're just going to take our tongs and tong it in there. All right, I feel like that's a perfect amount. And then I'm going to add leafy greens. You can have as much or as little as you want. And at this point, I have the electric tea kettle, and I heated this water up to 200 degrees just to keep it as a hot soup. So I'm going to add it until it gets to my fill line. Looks like it was about 10 ounces of water. So 8 to 10 ounces of water. And then this is a vacuum blender. So we're going to put the top on, then we're going to lock that on. And when that's on, this is portable, but if you can keep it here. It plugs into the back of your blender, and then you just put that on, and that's going to take out all of the oxygen. You can see bubbles here. It's going to take out all the oxygen, all of the air, and then when we blend, it's not going to oxidize this food. This food's going to be blended in a vacuum. It's going to lock in all the nutrition. It's not going to destroy it or oxidize it. And this blender also doesn't heat up on the bottom. It's got really nice blades. And then if you watch, when this takes a break, I'm going to turn this back on and hit it with one more vacuum. All right, so on the Me City blender, we hit, let's see, we have Pulse Fruit Saute Soup. So there's a soup setting. And then vacuum one more time. All right, that took longer than I thought. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds to blend. But you can hear the air rushing back in there. And then I'm going to take the lid off. And then you can just give this a simple rinse. And now we've taken and made ourselves a soup. I'm going to pour it back into the big bowl. And I guess thinking about it at this point, I probably could have put the spices in to the blender, but it looks like I'm adding them now. So that's cayenne, ginger, cumin, thyme, paprika. Paprika and cumin are kind of my most optional. You could always use mustard seed. There's oregano. You could always use mustard seed or coriander, a hint of cinnamon. I'm going to give it a little bit of turmeric. Whoa! I gave it a lot of bit of turmeric. That's exciting. And some rosemary. And then I just grab my ceramic spoon and I'm going to mix that all up. And this is how you make medley soup. So we use the steamer and we use the blender, and you mix that up, and then you can serve this into bowls and put what you don't eat back into the refrigerator and have it at another time. But the wonder of this is using that electric kettle to heat the water up and then bringing it right out of the steamer when it's steaming hot, blending it, and only 2.5 minutes later, you don't have to put the soup back in a pot or a pan and then back on the oven or on the stovetop because it's already hot. Enjoy your soup. All those spices are optional. But before I let you go, I just want to let you know what's important is what we didn't put in here. We never put any oil in here, so there was no olive oil, hemp oil, flaxseed oil, avocado oils, any oils that you consider healthy. There's none of those oils. There's no coconut cream in here. There's no almond milk or some sort of milk. So there's no oil, there's no nuts, there's no seeds, there's no avocados, there's no coconut, there's no olives. There's absolutely no dairy in here. There's no milk, cheese, butter. There's no sour cream or cream cheese. There's no animal products of any sort or any kind in here. There's no synthetic meats that got put in here. So there's no tofu or Beyond or Impossible of all those canola-based foods. There's no caffeine or cacao in here because we don't want to stress out our adrenals. And we're just taking optimal clean carbohydrates, mixing it with raw foods like the romaine lettuce and the raw tomatoes and that raw pepper and the raw garlic and all of our spices. And we're just making a meal that is tasty, nutritious, and is efficient. So it's easy prep, easy cleanup, and easy to buy these ingredients, easy to store these ingredients. It all comes together to help you reach your optimal potential. Have a Sproutstanding day. Aloha.